This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(6:15 p.m.) This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Dulmin Samrasinghe and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. The Secretary-General of BIMSTEC meets the President. Discussions on the first draft to make a closed teacher service concluded. Justice will be meted out to consumers affected by gas accidents. Security of Sri Lankans in Pakistan guaranteed. Third generator of the Norachole power plant will be added to the national grid by tomorrow. Foreign news, WHO says COVID vaccines should protect people against the Omicron variant. Sports, Pakistan won the second test against Bangladesh by an innings. News in detail now. Secretary-General of BIMSTEC, Tenzin Lekfel, met President Gotabaya Rajapaksa today at the Presidential Secretariat. This is his first visit to Sri Lanka. The Secretary-General appreciated the support given by Sri Lanka to BIMSTEC as a founder member of the organization. Sri Lanka held the chairmanship of BIMSTEC during 2018-2020. Speaking on the occasion, the President pointed out that regional cooperation, which is being built by BIMSTEC, should be more productive. He said the member countries are working with its Secretariat, giving benefits directly to the people in the region. The President said Sri Lanka has paid its attention on the need for organizational reforms by completing BIMSTEC Charter. Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says that discussions with the trade unions have been concluded on the first draft to make teacher service a closed service. The minister thanked the trade unions for the support they have given in this regard. Meanwhile, Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said vice-chancellors are not appointed to universities on political reasons. He said those appointments are given according to circulars. Minister Gunawardena mentioned this as a reply to a question asked in Parliament today. Government says security of Sri Lankans in Pakistan has been ensured. Therefore, the government has requested Sri Lankans living in Pakistan not to entertain unnecessary fears. Sri Lanka's High Commissioner in Pakistan and Foreign Employment Bureau have taken all the necessary measures. Government has pointed out that the Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan has assured the safety of Sri Lankans living there. Deputy General Manager of Foreign Employment Bureau Mangala Randhaniya too said that Pakistan government has guaranteed security of all Sri Lankans. Ministry of Power and Energy says the third generator of Norachole power plant, which was not functioning, can be added to the national grid by tomorrow. Ministry spokesman Sulakshana Jayawardena said they are planning to add the first generator to the national grid on Friday. Therefore, he said it would be possible to stop intermittent power cuts after Friday. The committee staged debate on the expenditure accounts of Ministries of Industries, Trade and related state ministries were debated today in Parliament. Taking part in the debate, State Minister Dayasiri Jayasekara said 160 batik training centres would be established to train 5,000 within 3 months. He said steps will be taken to reopen the closed-down textile factories. MP Niroshan Perera said there's a shortage of goods in the country with the financial crisis. He said the government should follow a clear policy on fertilizer to prevent a threat to the country's food security. MP Nimal Piatissa said country's resources should be used to build local industries since they were destroyed by the introduction of the open economy. Taking part in the debate in Parliament, State Minister Lasantha Alagivanna said justice will be meted out to consumers who were affected by gas accidents. He said a new sticker has been introduced from yesterday to new gas cylinders. MP Mujibur Rahman said people have to purchase goods at higher prices as the government has stepped aside controlling prices. State Minister Prasanna Ranavira said traditional industries will be developed and livelihood of people engaged in them will be improved. He said 97 traditional industrial villages have been set up so far. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
A range of unmatched benefits with People's Credit Cards from People's Bank.
A writ application has been filed before the Court of Appeal with regard to the recent liquefied petroleum gas-related incidents. The petition was filed by public interest litigation activist Nagananda Kodituakku. He has requested the appeals court to direct the Inspector General of Police to initiate criminal investigations against relevant authorities. Malik Adnan, the man who tried to save the Sri Lankan factory manager Diyamadinage Priyantha Kumara from a violent mob, said he has dedicated the awards given to him by the Prime Minister Imran Khan to Priyantha Kumara and the people of Sri Lanka. He thanked the Prime Minister Imran Khan for awarding him a commendation certificate and Tamga a Shujaat. Adnan wrote on Twitter that his passion that day was somehow to save the Sri Lankan citizen and wanted no such incident to happen that would tarnish the name of the country. The Court of Appeal has granted leave to proceed with a petition filed by civil society activists seeking the issuance of a writ order to prevent discrimination and harassment against the lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender community at the hands of the police. Following preliminary consideration of the writ petition, the judge bench, comprising Justices Sobhita Rajkarna and Dhammika Ganepola, declared that at first glance there's a cause of action and said notice would be issued on the respondents in the application. Accordingly, the court ordered the respondents, including the Inspector General of Police, to present their objections, if any, related to the petition. Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Sri Lanka, Xi Jinping, paid a courtesy call on Speaker of Parliament Mahinda Appa Abeyewardena for a bilateral discussion today at the Parliament complex. This was stated by the Department of Communication of the Parliament. Agriculture Minister Mahinanda Alutgamge said the vessel carrying the fertilizer consignment shipped by China-based Qingdao Seaweed Biotech Group will leave Sri Lanka maritime space. He informed this to the Court of Appeal when a writ petition filed by the Centre for Environmental Justice was taken up today. And that ends local news for now.
A range of unmatched benefits with People's Credit Cards from People's Bank. Discounts up to 60% and interest-free installment plans from selected merchants.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The Ministry of Health says 356 more COVID-19 patients were discharged from medical care today as they have recovered from the virus infection. This brings the total number of recoveries reported in the country to 543,467. Sri Lanka has recorded 569,171 COVID cases so far. 11,199 patients are currently receiving treatment. Meanwhile, the death toll from the coronavirus outbreak in the country stands at 14,505. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Watch Life is brought to you by
Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission.
The Consumer Affairs Authority has ordered Litrogas Lanka Limited to recall all unused domestic LP gas cylinders distributed to dealers and customers before the 4th of December. Accordingly, the unused gas cylinders containing the old polythene seal will be replaced with new cylinders. And that was Watchlight.
Be aware before you follow any vocational course. When you select a training institute, check and verify its registration and course accreditation by Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission (TVEC) without wasting your valuable time and money. Visit and meet skills development officers or career guidance practitioners. Visit www.tvec.gov.lk for more information. Message from Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission.
Coming up, World News.
The headlines. WHO says COVID vaccines should protect people against the Omicron variant. The world's largest vaccine maker will halve the production of its COVID-19 vaccine. An army helicopter carrying India's top military commander and his family has crashed. World news in detail now. The World Health Organization official says existing vaccines should still protect people who contract the Omicron variant from severe COVID cases. It comes as the first lab tests of the new variant in South Africa suggest it can partially evade the Pfizer jab. Researchers say there was a very large drop in how well the vaccine's antibodies neutralize the new strain. But the WHO's Dr. Mike Ryan said there was no sign Omicron would be better at evading vaccines than the other variants. A top-ranking executive has said the world's largest vaccine maker will halve the production of its COVID-19 vaccine because it has no fresh orders. The firm's CEO, Ada Poonawalla, told Media India's Serum Institute is sitting on a stockpile of 500 million doses of Covishield, the local version of AstraZeneca's Vaxzevria jab. The jab accounts for 90% of the 1.3 billion doses given so far in India. India has fully vaccinated half of its eligible adults since January. An army helicopter carrying India's top military commander and his family has crashed in the southern Indian state of Tamil Nadu. Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat was travelling in an Mi-17 V5 helicopter which crashed near Coonoor city. It was not immediately known if General Rawat and his family were safe. Reports said there were 14 people on board. Olaf Scholz has been sworn in as Germany's new Chancellor, bringing to an end Angela Merkel's historic 16 years as leader. He was voted in by the German parliament, where his three-party coalition has a substantial majority and was given a standing ovation. His centre-left Social Democrat will govern alongside the Greens and the business-friendly Free Democrats. Back to the headlines of the world news. WHO says COVID vaccines should protect people against the Omicron variant. The world's largest vaccine maker will halve the production of its COVID-19 vaccine. An army helicopter carrying India's top military commander and his family has crashed. And that ends local news.
Development news is brought to you by Let's take coal out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Development news. University of Kelaniya signed a memorandum of understanding with the Ogilvy Digital to impart its industry expertise and knowledge for the university's specialized digital marketing degree program. The digital marketing degree is the first such program to be introduced by a state university. Ogilvy Digital will partner with the Department of Marketing Management of the Faculty of Commerce and Management Studies of the university to offer in-depth digital education to the students of this program. And that was Development News.
Development news was brought to you by the coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Moving on with sports news.
Cricket news. The sixth match of the Lanka Premier League between Dambulla Giants and Colombo Stars is underway at the R. Premdas International Stadium in Colombo. Batting first, Dambulla Giants scored 195 for 6 wickets in 20 overs. In reply, Colombo Stars were 79 for 5 wickets in 11 overs a short while ago. Meanwhile, the seventh match of the league between Jaffna Kings and the Kandy Warriors will begin at 7:30 p.m. at the same venue. Still on cricket, Pakistan won the second test against Bangladesh by an innings and 8 runs today at Dhaka. Batting first, Pakistan declared their first innings when they were 300 for 4 wickets. In reply, Bangladesh scored 87 and 205 in their first and second innings respectively. Tennis news. World number 1 Novak Djokovic has been entered into the Australian Open despite uncertainty over his COVID vaccination status, while seven-time winner Serena Williams is absent. Defending champion Djokovic has refused to reveal if he has been vaccinated, a requirement to play in Melbourne. Williams said she was not fit to compete at the 2022's first Grand Slam. Football news. Kylian Mbappe became the youngest player to reach 30 Champions League goals as Paris Saint-Germain rounded off Group A with win over Club. The hosts were already guaranteed to qualify for the knockout stage in second place, behind Manchester City, while defeat sees finish at bottom. And that ends sports news.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Thinai Organic Farm Hotel in Jaffna was presented with Sustainability Awards 2021 in the Small and Medium Enterprise category from the Sustainable Supply Chains Initiative during the Top German Brands in Sri Lanka's event organised by the delegation of German Industry and Commerce in Sri Lanka recently. The award winners were selected after evaluating the participants of the Sustainable Supply Chains and Sustainable Tourism initiatives. And that was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Economic news. Former Central Bank Governor Dr. Indrajit Kumarasamy has urged the government to provide sufficient autonomy for the CB to conduct its monetary policy, prioritising its core objectives as stipulated in the Monetary Law Act. Addressing the economic summit hosted by the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, he said the CB should have sufficient autonomy to conduct a data-driven, proactive monetary policy that takes into account the transmission lags and anchors inflation and inflation expectations. And that was economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
This is the weather report.
The Met Department says showers or thunder showers will occur over most parts of the island tomorrow morning. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the western, Sabragamua and central provinces and in the Galle and Mathura districts during the evening or at night. Fairly heavy rainfall above 75 millimeters can be expected at some places in those areas. And that was the weather report. And to conclude this news broadcast, back to the headlines. The Secretary General of BIMSTEC meets the President. Discussions on the first draft to make a closed teacher service concluded. Justice will be meted out to consumers affected by gas accidents. Security of all Sri Lankans in Pakistan guaranteed. Third generator of the Norachole power plant will be added to the national grid by tomorrow. Foreign news. WHO says COVID vaccines should protect people against the Omicron variant. Sports news. Pakistan won the second test against Bangladesh by an innings. Conclude this news broadcast.